Welcome to Book Bites Guru. Today, we're diving deep into Yuval Noah Harari's masterpiece, 21 Lessons for the 21st Century. This isn't just a summary, it's a playbook for surviving the modern world. Our channel is dedicated to helping you build wealth and achieve financial freedom through knowledge. If you value this in-depth content, please like, subscribe, and follow us to support our mission. Many watch without subscribing, so please hit that button. While Sapiens looked back and Homo Deus looked forward, this book focuses on the here and now. The core question is, how do we stay relevant in a world of accelerating technology, political instability, and moral confusion? Part 1. The Technological Challenge. We begin with Lesson 1, Disillusionment. The stories that guided us in the 20th century, liberal democracy, globalization, are collapsing under the weight of new realities. People feel betrayed and anxious. The promise of endless progress is fading. We aren't just facing political polarization. We are facing a crisis of meaning. The modern mood is one of bewilderment. Lesson 2. Work. Automation and AI are reshaping labor faster than we can adapt. The danger isn't mass unemployment. It's the rise of a useless class. People who aren't just unemployed, but unemployable. In the past, workers struggled against exploitation. In the 21st century, the struggle is against irrelevance. It is much worse to be irrelevant than to be exploited. Lifelong careers are dead. So what should you learn? Not coding. AI will do that better. Focus on critical thinking, emotional intelligence, and mental flexibility. The ability to reinvent yourself over and over again is the only secure job skill. Lesson 3. Liberty. We worry about dictators, but the real threat is big data. Algorithms can now know you better than you know yourself. This creates the potential for digital dictatorships. If an algorithm understands your emotions better than you do, it can manipulate your desires. When you trade your privacy for free services, you aren't the customer. You are the product. We are becoming hackable animals. Lesson 4. Equality. We might be on the verge of the greatest inequality in history. Not just economic, but biological. Those who own the data and the algorithms will own the future. With bioengineering, the rich might transform into a superior biological caste. The gap between the rich and poor could become a gap between different species. Equality is no longer just a moral issue, it's a technical one. These are the technological challenges. But technology is just the beginning. Join us in Part 2 as we explore the political challenge, community, nationalism, and immigration. Don't forget to subscribe to Book Bites Guru to catch the next part of this series. If you want to understand the future, you need to understand these lessons. See you in the next video. Welcome back to Book Bites Guru. In Part 1, we saw how technology disrupts our world. Now, in Part 2, we face the political challenge. How do we organize ourselves in a fragmented world? Lesson 5. Community. We are losing our bodies to screens. Facebook is not a community. Humans crave deep connection, but online tribes often leave us more isolated and vulnerable to manipulation. You can't nurse a sick child or comfort a grieving friend through a smartphone. If we lose our physical communities, we lose our humanity. We must disconnect to truly connect. Lesson 6. Civilization. We are told we are divided by a clash of civilizations, but this is false. We are one global civilization. We all use the same science, the same banking systems, and the same internet. A virus in China affects a market in New York. Carbon emissions in India melt ice in Antarctica. We sink or swim together. Isolationism is not a strategy, it's a suicide pact. Lesson 7. Nationalism. Patriotism is not the enemy. It encourages us to care for strangers, but it is not enough. You cannot build a wall against nuclear winter or global warming. To be a good nationalist in the 21st century, you must be a globalist. Not because you don't love your country, but because the only way to protect your country is through global cooperation. Lesson 8. Religion. Faith offers meaning and identity. But don't expect ancient texts to solve the problems of artificial intelligence or bioengineering. Religion is a guide for the soul, not a technical manual for the state. Too often, religion is used to divide us rather than unite us. It becomes a badge of identity rather than a source of universal ethics. We need less dogma and more compassion. Lesson 9. Immigration. This is the stress test of the 21st century. It's not a mystical right, it's a deal. Hosts offer opportunity, immigrants offer integration. Both sides must hold up their end of the bargain. When integration fails, backlash rises. We must move beyond calling each other racists or traitors and have an honest conversation about the terms of the deal. Tolerance takes time. These political challenges seem daunting, leading many to lose hope. But despair is not an option. Join us in part 3 as we discuss despair and hope, terrorism, war, and humility. If you're finding value in this series, please like and subscribe to Book Bites Guru. Your support helps us keep creating deep content like this. See you in part 3. Continuing our deep dive into 21 lessons for the 21st century, we now face the section on despair and hope. In a world full of terrifying news, how do we keep our perspective? Lesson 10, terrorism. Terrorists are masters of mind control. They kill very few people, but terrify billions. It is a strategy of weakness. They cannot destroy society, so they provoke the state into destroying itself. Think of a fly in a china shop. The fly is weak. It cannot move a teacup. So it finds a bull, buzzes in its ear, and makes the bull destroy the shop. We must not react with fury. We must react with balance. Lesson 11, war. Large-scale war is declining. Why? Because it's no longer profitable. In the past, you could loot gold and slaves. Today, wealth is knowledge. You cannot loot a data center or conquer a Silicon Valley. But don't be complacent. Human stupidity is one of the most powerful forces in history. Even if war makes no economic sense, we might stumble into it. Never underestimate the capacity for foolishness. Lesson 12, humility. Every culture thinks it is the center of the world. They are wrong. You are not the main character of history. Recognizing your own insignificance is the first step to wisdom. Lesson 13, God. Do we need God to be moral? No. Morality is about reducing suffering. You don't need a divine commandment to know that hurting others is wrong. We are responsible for our own ethics. When people use the name of God, they usually want to silence you. If you bring God into politics, you don't elevate politics, you degrade God. Leave the divine out of the mud of power struggles. Lesson 14, secularism. It is not just a negative rejection of religion. It is a positive code of values, truth based on observation, compassion based on suffering, and responsibility for our own actions. Secularism also means acknowledging your shadow. No group is perfect. Stalin was an atheist. The Inquisition was religious. We must admit our crimes and strive to do better without blaming the devil. We have navigated despair and found hope in responsibility. But to be responsible, we need to know what is real. Next, we face the hardest challenge of all, truth. If these lessons are opening your eyes, please subscribe to Book Bites Guru. We are building a community of critical thinkers. Join us for the next section on truth. We now enter the realm of truth. In a world saturated with information and misinformation, how do we distinguish reality from fiction? The next 4 lessons challenge what we think we know. Lesson 15, ignorance. You know far less than you think. We treat the knowledge in others' heads as if it were our own. The world is too complex for any single individual to understand. Here is a test. Explain exactly how a toilet flush works. Most people can't. We suffer from the knowledge illusion. We think we understand the world, but we really just rely on the expertise of others. We rely on groupthink. This makes us smart as a species, but ignorant as individuals. If you want to find a truth, you must first acknowledge your own massive ignorance. Lesson 16, justice. Our sense of justice evolved for small tribes. It struggles with global complexity. Causality is no longer direct, it is systemic. You might be a kind person who never harms a fly, but your pension fund might be investing in a company that fuels a war halfway across the globe. You are complicit without even knowing it. In a global system, morality becomes a statistical problem, not just an emotional one. It is easy to spot a pickpocket. It is almost impossible to spot the injustice in your supply chain. Lesson 17, post-truth. We are told we live in a new era of lies, but humans have always lived in a post-truth era. Religions and nations are built on shared fictions. Truth has never been high on the agenda. Coca-Cola is a story. The dollar is a story. A nation is a story. These are not objective realities like gravity. They are intersubjective realities. They exist only because we all believe in them. Truth and power rarely travel together. If you want power, you must spread fictions that unite people. If you want truth, you must often challenge power. You have to choose what you want more. Lesson 18. Science fiction. Today, sci-fi is the most important artistic genre. It shapes how we see the future, but most of it is wrong. It distracts us with robot rebellions instead of the real dangers. We fear Orwell's 1984, Control by Pain, but we should fear Huxley's Brave New World, Control by Pleasure. The danger is not that algorithms will crush us, but that they will seduce us. The danger is that AI will be super competent and obedient to bad masters, or that it will manipulate us without us knowing. Fear the algorithm that knows you too well. The truth is disorienting. To handle it, we need mental strength. In the final section, we will discuss resilience, education, meaning, and meditation. How to survive the storm. Don't miss the conclusion of this series. Subscribe to Book Bites Guru to learn how to build the resilience needed for the 21st century. See you in the final lessons. We have explored technology, politics, despair, and truth. Now we reach the final challenge, resilience. In a world of constant change, how do we stay sane and relevant? Lesson 19, education. Schools used to teach facts, but now information is free and overwhelming. We don't need more info. We need the ability to make sense of it. Focus on the 4 Cs: critical thinking, communication, collaboration, and creativity. The most important skill is emotional balance. You will need to reinvent yourself repeatedly. Imagine being a 101-year-old starting a new career. To survive that without cracking up, you need a very flexible mind. Stability is a luxury of the past. You must become a mental athlete, comfortable with the unknown. Change is the only constant. If you try to hold on to a fixed identity, you will be left behind. Lesson 20, meaning. We crave a story. We want to be the hero in a cosmic drama, but the universe has no script. Nationalism, religion, and consumerism offer pre-packaged meanings, but they are just stories we tell ourselves. Consumerism tells you, trust your feelings. But your feelings are just biochemical algorithms. You don't choose your desires, you feel them. To find true meaning, you must question your feelings, not just obey them. Realizing life has no inherent script is terrifying, but also liberating. You are not trapped in a role. You must create your own meaning. The meaning of life is not something you find. It is something you build. Lesson 21, meditation. This isn't just about relaxation. It's about studying your own operating system. Your mind is being engineered by armies of algorithms designed to hijack your attention. The mind is constantly telling stories. Meditation is the practice of seeing the story as a story and reality as reality. Just observe the breath. If you can't control your attention for 10 seconds, how can you control your life? If algorithms know what you want before you do, they win. To stay free, you must know yourself better than they do. Know thyself before they know you. The 21st century will be shaped not just by technology, but by those who can keep a clear mind. Harari's final message is simple: clarity is power. If you can see the truth, you can change the future. We have journeyed through 21 lessons, from the rise of AI to the search for inner peace. We hope this series has given you the tools to navigate the coming decades. If you found value in this deep dive, please support Book Bites Guru by subscribing and sharing this video. Knowledge is the only wealth that grows when shared. Thank you for watching.